Hi guys, the Frugal Gal here. And this isn't a jewelry video, so if you're wanting a jewelry video, I'm sorry. I'm doing a cooking video. Why? I don't know. But I have to cook dinner, so I thought I'd share with you what I'm making. Now, I'm going to tell you the ingredients you need. You need some tomato sauce. I don't care if you want tomato sauce in the little cans. If you want, what I had was some pasta sauce from Aldi. That's what I'm going to use. I'm not going to go to the store for this recipe. What we're making stuffed cabbage rolls, okay? You're gonna need some ground beef. I've got this grass-fed. I buy it because it's a cheaper one and it's better at Aldi. Probably gonna use just half a pound of that. That's a pound. You're gonna need a head of cabbage. And you're going to need some salt, some pepper, some garlic powder, and I'm using some smoked paprika. If you want to add other seasoning, that's fine. And you're going to need some eggs. All right, and I am using about 3/4 of a medium onion because I love onions. My mom loves onions, and we're making this for me and her. So, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna chop the onions. If you got a problem with the way I chop onions, I don't know what to tell you because I just do my best. When I cook, it is not a matter of measurement. I've learned from my mother just to season as you go. Who cares about measurement? All right, let's watch me chop onion. Isn't this exciting? Okay, we are going to chop the onion. I'm just going to chop it the way I want to chop it. And no, my cutting board is not dirty. It is stained because it is well used, well loved, and like everything else in life, it gets stained. So I am not a chef. I'm going to chop the way I want to chop. If you chop a different way, go for it. Put as much onion as different amounts. I've got a skillet over there on my stove heating up with some avocado oil. That's just what I use. I like avocado oil. I think it's healthier and it's got a higher smoke point than olive oil. So that's why I use it. We're going to take these and we are going to put them in the skillet and cook them until they're translucent. You ever see that in the video? Translucent. You know what I mean. Okay, I'll put you on pause and come back and tell you what we're going to do with the cabbage. While the onion is back there sizzling, I hope you can hear it. We're going to take a pot and fill it with some water. Am I going to measure the water? No, because if you're a cook like me and you cook all the time or you cook sometime, do we measure the water? No. Measure it if you want to. I'm filling it until I know that I'm peeling off a lot of people with stuffed cabbage rolls, they do the core of the cabbage and then they put the whole cabbage in there. I don't. I peel the leaves off and then put them in the boiling water. As you can see, the onions are sauteing. I could even put a little more onions in there, but I'm going to do about 6 stuffed cabbage leaves. Mom will eat 3. I'll probably eat 3. So those are sauteing good. And back there, we've got a pot of water on high. And while you're at it, start preheating your oven to 350. Mine's preheating. It's on 115 right now. So we're going to go turn back around here and I'll tell you what we're going to do next. Okay, one thing I didn't tell you needed and you definitely need is some rice. I cooked this rice last night because I like using rice after it's set in the refrigerator. It's more sticky, so it's great. I use jasmine rice. I cooked it in my rice cooker. I cooked 2 cups. I'm probably not going to use all this. It'll probably be left over for another recipe. So you need rice. Cook whatever rice you want, whatever your taste desires. Right now what we're going to do is we're going to take the head of cabbage and we're just going to peel the leaves off. I wash the leaves after I get them peeled off. You want, it doesn't matter if the leaf is like whole, like if it cuts through. A lot of people, like I said, if you see a recipe for stuffed cabbage rolls, they will have like a leaf like this. I'm going to cut in half. They'll have you put the core of the cabbage and then put the whole cabbage in boiling water. I don't do that because I know I'm not going to use the whole head of cabbage. So I want it later for another recipe. Alright guys, the cabbage leaves are over there in the salted water boiling. How long are you going to boil them? Till they're done. I think you're smart enough to know when some cabbage leaves are done. I'm trusting you here. Okay, so while we're doing that, we're going to take our tomato sauce, whatever kind of tomato sauce you want to use. Some people also use canned tomatoes and tomato paste instead of tomato sauce. I'm just using some pasta sauce because it's what I have and it's got some seasoning in it that I think would be good. We're going to take our dish. I'm using this Corningware. I'm not sure the measurements on it. I don't want it very deep. I don't like mine boiling in a lot of the tomato and the juices. Some people make these on top of the stove and do boil them in a lot of juice. But I'm not. Sorry, it cut me off. And so what you do is you put some of your tomato sauce in the bottom of your pan. I don't know how big this pan is. I don't want it very deep. It's my Corningware dish. You can do it however you want. I put a little too much, so we're going to put that in our rice. Cabbage leaves are still cooking. What you're going to do is you're going to take your rice. You're going to use a big bowl because you need to mix this stuff up. Here's my big bowl. It's just a Pyrex bowl. Where'd you get it, Melissa? Well, I got it at a thrift store, of course. And we're going to take, I don't know how much it's going to take, guys. Depending on how many, how many cabbage leaves you're going to stuff. We're going to start with that much. We're going to put some of the sauce, extra sauce that I just want to cover the bottom. So we're going to put a little bit of sauce in with it. I poured a little too much in my pan over here. I just want to cover the bottom. Okay, now we're going to put half a pound of hamburger in there. Like I said, depending on how big of a family or people you're cooking for. Depends on how much meat you use. I'm using half a pound. Raw. This is going to cook in the oven, so it's going to be okay. If you cook the hamburger beforehand, I've done that before, and it's just too crumbly to mix up. We're going to add an egg to it. Like I said, depending on how big it is how many eggs you will add. I'm going to add one right now. Here we go with the seasonings. We love garlic. I'm going to use quite a bit of garlic. This is a little teaspoon I got with a teacup. I'm going to use at least 3 teaspoons. Garlic is good for you. It is good for your heart. Anti-inflammatory. Salt and pepper to taste. Mom doesn't like spicy, so not that much pepper. Salt, good old measurement in the hand. Throw it in there. Wash your hands. And then I like smoked paprika. Smoked paprika, not regular paprika, is good for you. And I like the taste of it. I liked it with chicken. I like it with other stuff. I'm going to use a couple tablespoons of that. Basically, you can put any seasoning that you like in here. Go for it. We're going to go get our onions off the stove. Our oven is preheated and waiting on us. You're going to put your onions that you cooked and sauteed in there. Love onions. Love the smell of them. They're good anti-inflammatory. You got any autoimmune disease. I got fibromyalgia, so this summer weather is terrible for inflammation. Even though I've read on pages that fibromyalgia isn't inflammation. Please. Kind of mix it up like you would a meatloaf. So you get it all combined. I'm going to go get the cabbage leaves that are done boiling. I'm going to pat them dry and put them out on our cutting board, and we are going to get to stuffing. Yummy, yummy, yummy. All right, guys. I will be back with dry cabbage leaves. See you in a minute. Okay, we got some of our cabbage leaves out here dried off some more, and they're boiling. I'm going to show you how we're going to roll them. Now, you want to take your cabbage leaf, you want to take the spine of it, what I call the spine of the, the part that's got the rib on it. You want to lay that towards you. You want the rib down here. You're going to take a spoonful of your mixture over here, your rice, beef. You're going to put the mixture right there with about half an inch, not even half an inch, right by the spine. You're going to roll just a little bit forward, then the sides in, then roll on down. We got a cabbage roll. We're going to stick it over here in our pot. And our tomato sauce over here. Okay, let's do that one more time. And I don't know how much of a spoonful. Just judge depending on what size your leaves are that you're working with. Whirl just once. Fold over the sides. Nice and tight. Roll it up. Looks like that, guys. Put them this side down. The flaps that are on the bottom in your pot over here. I'm going to fill this pot up. I'll show it to you after I'm done. And then we're going to put it in that 350 oven, covered with aluminum foil for about 30 minutes. Then we're going to take the aluminum foil off of it, and we're going to broil them so I like them like brown on top. I'll be right back. I got them all rolled up in my pan. I forgot to tell you, I am going to put a little bit of tomato sauce over the top of them. I'm just going to, if you want more sauce, go for it. What's underneath on the bottom of them is going to boil up and steam up. I'm just putting a little bit on top. And I am going to cover these, like I said, with some aluminum foil. I have a lid for this Corningware dish, but I don't know why I have a phobia of putting a glass lid in the oven. I don't know if I'm going to have, wait a minute, I got to find aluminum foil. I might not have aluminum foil. Okay, I don't have aluminum foil. Well, we're going to cover this with a cookie sheet then. That'll work. I'll cover this with a cookie sheet. If you have aluminum foil, more power to you. It's very expensive. I can't afford it. Okay, and we're going to put these in for 30 minutes, and then we're going to check on them. I'll be back with a check-in on them. And now we're going to do the part of the cooking we all hate. Well, at least I do, is the cleaning up the mess you just made, because no matter if you're cooking for one person or 2 people or 10 people, you always end up with a horrible kitchen. So I want to just go sit down, but I guess I'll clean it up. Being this long on my feet, my back hurts, but okay. All right. That's my cooking, and I'll show you when it's done. I'm going to put it on broil after 30 minutes. I need to set my timer or I'll forget when 30 minutes is. Then I'll be back to show you what they look like after I put them on broil. They're going to be good. All right, guys, this is how it turned out. What I ended up doing was I got them out after 30 minutes, and I put some more of the tomato sauce on top and put it back in for 20, because they were done on the inside, but they tasted, it felt like they needed some sauce on them. So I put more sauce on them. Now I'm going to take some up to my mom. Cooking is all about just doing what you need to do and flavor them the way you need to flavor them. The one I ate was delicious. I'm not going to tell you that you're going to love it. Everybody's taste is different. But thumbs up, share, and subscribe. Bye, guys.